Hello and welcome to the Bad Poker Podcast. I'm Chris Bean.
And I'm Tom Clemmenton. Hello.
And this week it is our Irish Open preview. But before we get to the Irish Open, there's been quite a bit of breaking news since we've last been on, Dom. So why don't we kick things off with the latest happenings in Texas? The Lodge Card Room in Austin got raided by the TABC in Texas and has effectively closed down the club. The San Antonio branch has not been affected, but quite worrying times for Texas poker players in Austin, isn't it, Dom?
Yeah, it is. I mean, obviously, we don't tend to lead with stories over the pond. You know, we're more kind of UK and Europe based, but this is a big story. And as I think I said in a previous episode, when something that big happens over there, it sort of affects poker as a whole. And this is big. I mean, obviously a lot of people have been commenting at how ridiculous the situation is that you can't play Texas Hold'em in Texas anymore, and you can't really put it any better than that. It's a sad irony.
Yeah, because it's different how it operates in Texas because like gambling is illegal, but card rooms are allowed behind like private memberships, so it's like effectively like a country club, isn't it? And the only way that you can play is be a member of that said establishment, which allows you to play. And they're not allowed to take rake, and there's a seat rental charge essentially instead of rake. So it's all in a bit of a grey area, but it looks like Doug Polk and his team are very defiant over this, and they're going to fight it. How do you see it going to draw out?
Oh God, I only wish I knew. I mean, I've done quite a lot of reading up on this over the week, but it's a very impenetrable kind of legal framework that they've entered into there. Like as you said, it's a grey area. It's an extremely grey area. I've seen things like this before. I've seen it in the UK as well. There was a club in Hove where I used to live about 20 years ago, which set up along similar sort of lines to kind of, tread around those kind of legal grey areas. And it's very, very difficult to make it work. I've seen some suggestions that there are states around Texas that aren't very happy with what's going on because it's taking money from their casinos. I've heard rumours that, people have kind of snitched, which often happens in these situations. Like you might, if you're, you get too drunk and you get thrown out and you get barred, then you seek your revenge by dobbing them in on things that you might or might not have seen. It's a really, really difficult thing when you're treading around the lines of what's legal to keep on the right side of the law. But it does seem like there's a lot of support for Doug and the team and what he's doing there. A lot of people whose words that you would trust seem to be fully behind him. Just before we came on, we were talking about Tad Holloway. It's been all over this, and his take on it was that it was a witch hunt, I think was the phrase that he used. I think Matt Hansen's posted about it on Poker News as well. And I think the general consensus seems to be that, that this is a bit of a witch hunt that they're being made an example of. I'm not really sure why. I mean, I've seen some people say that, like, they've been flaunting the kind of nosebleed stakes and people drinking there. I think this is one of the grey areas, is that you can have this membership club, as you suggested, and you can sell alcohol, but there's some weird kind of grey area that you can't sell alcohol while people are gambling, as far as I can tell. But again, like I said, I mean, if you want to read up on it, Poker Fuse. I really recommend going to Poker Fuse for anyone that's interested in this. They have a great segment called The Rail, which is their kind of rolling news kind of section on the website, and they're brilliant for like breaking industry news and stuff like that. And there's a really good breakdown on there, and there's great links to like anyone that wants to kind of dive into the more kind of into the weeds, shall we say, on this. That's the place to go. But it is labyrinthine. It really is. And this is just the start of it. This is going to go on and on and on. And the people I really feel sorry for are the staff there, because quite apart from anything else, Doug and his team have employed a huge amount of people there over the last, 3 years it's been running?
It's about just after COVID, like it's opened up, I believe.
Yeah, and people, dealers and floor staff and whatever have moved house and gone to Texas and set up home there, and this is affecting people's lives. Yeah, and I think that's the really sad thing.
Yeah, not only with the job losses as well, there's also all the funds have been frozen, so players who've got like funds within the club, they can't access it at the moment.
It's a very, very kind of Black Friday situation, isn't it?
Yeah, Doug Polk has like guaranteed all the money to the players, but the latest development in this story is that the reason why the TABC have come down on them is because give me a minute. The reason why the TABC came down on them is because apparently they had some undercover agents in the establishment, and they actually managed to play without showing a membership. So that could be a reason why the hammer's fallen on them, but I think it's making a mountain out of a molehill, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. But this is exactly the kind of thing I was talking about when I said when you're walking that line, you've got to be so careful that everything you do is by the book, and it only takes one person to forget to check a membership, or one person to turn a blind eye to something one time in 3 years, and if there are undercover agents there, they're going to pick up on that and they're going to use it. I really don't understand what's in it for the authorities in this. I don't really understand what their beef is, but that's not really the point, is it? It's not really any consolation to people who've lost their jobs or had their card room shut down. But yeah, I think it does seem like the Texas authorities have had it in for the lodge since it started. This isn't the first kind of hitch that they've had. It's the most major one, but. And like I say, you've got to be squeaky clean the whole time, And obviously, they didn't know undercover agents were on the premises, but you have to assume. I think if you're running an operation like that, you have to assume that someone's watching you at all times.
Yeah. But I think they've made a big mistake going after Doug Polk. He's one person who will not let up and will fight all the way.
Yeah, and he's got the financial backing to be able to do it, and he has a lot of support in the poker community. Going back to what you said a minute ago, he's guaranteed that he will pay everybody back if that's what it comes to, and most of the commentators that I've seen, if not all of them, have said that if there's one person they trust to do that, it's Doug Polk. He has his detractors in the industry, but one thing that you can't say about him is that he's, a con man. So I think you can take him at his word on that.
Yeah. Well, moving on, we'll now take a deep dive into PartyPoker Seville.
Party poker flag, even though there's many, we don't get a penny. Party poker flag, oi!
Honestly, Don, what the fuck is that? That jingle.
See, I couldn't hear it at my end. Hey, look, you do this thing every week and you edit it, and obviously I put those jingles together when I was editing the audio version, which I haven't been able to do for a while, but I am going to get on top of it again soon. you've got to do something to break up the monotony every now and then. I like it.
So we may get more of Dom's messing with AI in the future, but
Yes,
like,
that wasn't AI. That was all off my own back. That was.
okay, fair enough.
All my own work.
But yeah, so PartyPoker Tour Seville has been on this week, and it's drawn massive numbers. The main event has attracted a huge prize pool of €160,000, I believe it was. Just double checking now.
Yeah, massive. I think they cleared their guarantee on day 1B. I think there was 2 flights remaining. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, 383 entries, creating a prize pool of €170,000. So yeah,
that's fantastic.
And just looking through the names of the main event, half of the Hendon mob made a cash with Barney Boatman and Joe Beavers picking up them in cash. Colette Stewart, Lynn Beaumont, and Annette Carroll, 3 prominent figures in the female playing community, picking up some cashes. Jamie Staples had the deep run. Dara Kearney finishing 16th for €1,650. And Jonathan Rees and Matthew Worry with a last Brits to cash. Final 9, all Spanish, which is not a surprise considering it's in Spain.
Yeah. It's almost inevitable, I guess. But yeah. There've been some other great runs out there. Blaise Bourgeois won the
Big O.
Big O.
Yep.
Yeah. And Rebecca Hardesty has had a second and a third. And in the PLO Masters, I think it was the main event. I want to give a shout out to my friend Josh Risby, who used to play him a pub game well, he still does. I don't. Plays at the French Horn in Brighton, and he finished second in that event. So yeah, congratulations, Josh.
Yeah, and Blazer's better half, Peggy Crawford, had a final table in the mini main along with Niall Farrell for newest. I was gonna do the sting, don't. But yeah, so Peggy and Niall managed to finish 7th and 8th on the mini main final table. So yeah, a good result for some of the Brits this week. But
yeah, I've got quite a few friends out there at the moment. I've got 7 or 8 mates went out there this week, and from the feedback that I've got from the WhatsApp group, it sounds like they've had an absolute whale of a time. So yeah, we know obviously because we've been to a couple of the party poker events. It's extremely well run, very laid back, very fun, but also good structures. Just a really, really good tour. And if anyone hasn't been yet, go and do it.
Well,
you won't regret it.
Barney Boatman attended his first one this week, and he tweeted out, the Party Poker Tour is the Wrexham FC of poker tours. A great team with a love of the game, imagination and big ambitions to surpass a illustrious history. The sky's the limit, but I kind of hope it doesn't change too much. This event in Seville is the most fun I've had in poker in a long time. So it's high praise indeed from one of the legends of the game.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. There's a guy that's played a few tournaments.
Absolutely. And it must have been good playing cards with his old mucker Joe Beavers as well.
Yeah. Must be a while since they've played together, I should imagine.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure they've got a home game somewhere in London.
yeah, that's true.
But Party Poker have also announced the remaining dates, so I'll just quickly get through them. The next stop will be Madrid in the 11th of May. 13th of June it comes to Manchester. The 4th of July to London at Stratford. The 3rd of August Glasgow. The 5th of October is in Castellon, which is just on the outskirts of Valencia. The 9th of November we go to Cork and Ireland. The 30th of November we're in Murcia. And finally the 12th of December they're in London again at Stratford. So
yeah, it's fantastic.
Any of those tour dates catch your eye?
Well, if time and money weren't an issue, I'd try and do all of them. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to Manchester.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm definitely going to do one other. At the moment, I think Castellon. Is that how you pronounce it? Castellon? That's the week before my birthday, so I might go out then. But if I don't make that, I'll go to Cork.
Sweet.
Because I love playing poker in Ireland.
Yeah. Well, I've only experienced the Irish Open, which we'll get onto in a bit. But before we do that, we'll quickly tell you about the APAT schedule that's just been released, which is humongous.
Extensive, to say the least, isn't it?
So we've already had the UK Team Championships, which we were at. The UK Championship of Amateur Poker is currently running at the moment at Stratford. They have an event next week at the Irish Open, which I'll be planning on playing. Then they're at Newcastle, Walsall, Malta. The European Championships will be at the Grand Casino in Ash in Cheshire. Then there'll be an event at Leeds, Coventry, Glasgow, and the World Champs has moved from Dusk Till Dawn to Bury New Road, Grosvenor in Manchester. Then there's Birmingham, Edinburgh, Portsmouth, the German Championship, which will be held in Grand Casino Ash, Blackpool on the 9th of October. The British Championship of Amateur Poker will be on the 22nd to the 25th of October. Then they're back out to Malta, then Reading, and then Poker Squads, which will be held at the 235 Casino in Manchester once again. A lot to take in there.
Yeah, an insane schedule.
But they are celebrating their 20th birthday, so I'm having a bit of a blowout. But the other big news coming out from APAT, they have changed their online partners. They are now with Sky Poker, which is a bit of a blast from the past. And after the World Championships in the 4th of August to the 9th of August, the online championships will be on, so middle week of August, if you're interested in playing. But I need to try and remember my password for my Sky account.
I had bad experience the last time I tried to play on Sky online, because they have an event in Brighton every year. Well, they did. The Rendezvous closed down, so whether or not that'll happen again, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, their software is just dreadful.
Well, Sky have actually now changed to the iPoker network, so they're on the same on Grosvenor and PartyPoker.
Relief.
I didn't mind the old software. The PLO8 game was so easy. I made so much money playing.
Yeah, but that's not to do with the software, is it? It's, yeah.
Yeah. So that's APAT. We'll probably either get Lee or Des to come on later in the year to go through everything, because it's
that'd be good.
Yeah.
20th
anniversary and all that, and also they've been a big help with this podcast.
They have. Yeah. Been very, very supportive, both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no doubt we'll see them in Dublin next week. So coming on to Dublin. Let's preview the Irish Open, Dom.
Yes, please.
You'll be working out there. Do you think you'll be getting a gig again where you're actually getting paid to get pissed?
I'm hoping that happens. To be honest, I really don't care. It was such a blast last year. I've had a look at the schedule, and I've got a provisional rota been sent through. As you know, there's fewer bloggers there this year, so whether or not I'll get the chance to go and write a piece about the Craic Den again, I don't know, but I will try to find the time if I can.
And in their right minds, have they put you in charge of the Deaf Championships again?
Yeah, I'm covering 2 of the Deaf events. I think there are 3 or 4. I'm covering the final day of the Deaf main event, and I'm covering the Deaf High Roller as well. So cool. Yeah, really, really looking forward to that, and looking forward to catching up with a few friends I made last year.
And what other events is on the schedule for you?
I've got the ladies event, which is another one I covered last year and absolutely loved. It was brilliant. It was one of my favourite events last year. Obviously helped, but with James Hartigan losing it on the rail. When Michelle went on to win it. But yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to that one. There's a new event this year, which is the Kings and Queens event, which I think has possibly been inspired from the Women's Festival that Kerry Jane runs, where they have an event on that, which is like 50-50 male and female. I'm really looking forward to that. I think that's going to be great. And along the same lines, they have I can't remember the name, but it's Young Guns and Old Gits. It's not Old Gits.
That's what it should be called.
Young Guns and Old Gits I'm covering as well, which I like those kind of 50-50 split events. It should be fun. I've got I think I'm covering the final day of the High Roller, and a couple of others which I can't think of now.
Cool.
But yeah, really, really looking. I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm trying to kind of contain my excitement, but yeah, I can't wait to get out there.
Yeah, and I'll be out there playing a few events. I'm planning on playing the Big O on the first day, then the APAT tournament, which I think is going to get a huge field.
Oh yeah.
I mentioned to Lee and Des that I think it could tip over 1,000 runners that event, which will probably be the biggest ever APAT event in history.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Then on the Saturday, I'm planning on playing the 8 game. And then the Sunday, the horse, and probably find something else to do. Oh, Monday's the deuce to 7. That's what I'll be doing.
Not Svitten, or is that before you get out there?
So Svitten's on the same day as the APAT event. So I'll go.
So if you stick out of that early, you'll jump in.
Well, no. My reasoning is that I've only ever played Svitten in the cash game, and I don't feel confident just to punt up €350 to go for it. So I'd rather just go for the cheaper option, €250 buy-in for the APAT. Should be a nice friendly game. And I mean, I've got to play at least one event of Hold'em while I'm there. So.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough.
So for those who've never been to the Irish Open before, the venue is absolutely fabulous. It's at the Royal Dublin Society in the Ballsbridge district of Dublin, and it's a Victorian like event centre essentially, and the main hall is. I mean, it's like a cathedral, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It's astonishing. When the first time you walk in there and you just see the sheer size of it, and it's so well decked out. And you've got the main kind of control desk in the middle, where Nick O'Hara does his magic. Yeah, it's fantastic. Like from the moment you walk in, it's just a brilliant experience.
And they've opened up another room this year, so we're going to have 3 huge rooms. One room which will be dedicated to the cash games, one room dedicated towards the main events, and one room which will be dedicated for the smaller buying events. But yeah, it's going to be huge. I think we've got 360 tables this year, which is just...
That's insane. Yeah, I think
bonkers.
There are 280 in the main room, aren't there? I think.
Yeah.
And then, like you say, they've got two other rooms off to the side. So, yeah.
Yeah. So let's just give a little bit of a guide to everyone to the Irish Open. But let's start off with food. What were your favourite food options within the RDS last year? And we'll go on to the outside ones later.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be the best person to ask that because, well, we'll come on to later where I ate most of my food last year. But one thing I would say in the there's a kind of green out the back with smoking area at the back of the Craic Den, and there are several food trucks there. And what I thought was really, really good last year, and presumably they'll do again, they change. So they're not the same food trucks there every night. There's like they swap over on a day-to-day basis, or maybe there's a truck there for 2 or 3 days and then another. So they'll have fish and chips there one day, and then a kebab place the next day, and then a burger place the next day, and a noodle place. And so wherever you want, really, whatever your thing is, you'll find there. Pizzas, good pizzas there. But yeah, that I didn't tend to eat there. Yeah. I frequented the burrito place just down the road. Yeah.
So yeah, we were known as the Burrito Brothers while we were there because myself, Dom, and Chris, we gave a couple of at least 3 or 4 times, I believe. But like that was good value. I think it was like €10, I think, for a burrito, and it was it was like a rugby ball.
Yeah, yeah.
So we recommend that. Just going back within the RDS, there's a toasty place which is pretty much open 24 hours a day, and it's one of the better value ones, I think. There's also a bagel place which is pretty much 24 hours as well, and they do lattes as well if you need a caffeine pick me up. But yeah, I'd say probably the best food I had from the outside trucks was probably the Chinese, which they did a spice bag, so it was like salt and
I
pepper.
remember you getting that. That looked lush.
Yeah, it was a salt, pepper chicken and chips, and like with peppers and onions. It was quite tasty. But going outside, there's a good pizza place just across the road next to the bookmakers. Like wood-fired pizzas. I think around about the €12 mark. Pretty decent. Then if you go further down the road, there's a place called Sprouts, and if you're a bit more health conscious, that's a place for you, because I got a very nice salad there one day, because after a few days on the ale and a lot of grease, I needed a bit of a cleanse. So
I don't think I've ever heard you say the word salad.
Well, a wise man once said, "You don't win friends with salad." So,
no, you don't.
But that's just across Ballsbridge Bridge, actually. So, which is not far away from the Mexican place to get the burritos. Can you remember the name of the burrito place, Tom?
I was there often enough. No, it's got a funny name. No, I can't. You keep talking. I'm going to Google it.
But last year, beer prices, I think it was €7.50 for a Guinness, €6.50 for Peretti, which we thought was just a knockoff Moretti, but it turns out it was just a lager that just launched, which is now big in the UK.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're going to tell me it's now permanently closed, aren't you, Dom?
I can't see it on here. No, can't see it on here, I'm afraid. It's quite a small place. You would it doesn't have a big sign out the front. You would miss it if you didn't know it was there, but it's well worth finding. I'll stick it in the YouTube comments. No, I can't see it on here. This is when you need Christopher. He'd remember.
Yeah, but last year we were staying at the Clayton Hotel, weren't we, Dom? Which was an old, it was a Mason's school, wasn't it?
It was a school for children of Masons. Yeah, yeah. They had some quite weird kind of memorabilia and insignia around the building. Yeah, it was a bit odd.
Yeah.
Lovely place.
Yeah, and that was your first time in a hotel, which I still can't get over.
It was. I think I said before in an earlier episode, I've been to a travel lodge, but this is my first time in an actual proper hotel. And, yeah, I loved it. Yeah, I could get used to it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many sausages you managed to smuggle out of the breakfast buffet, but
don't say that. I'm going to try and do it again.
So if you see Dom and his pockets are bulging, he's not happy to see you. He's just got a lot of breakfast.
Times were hard last year. I had to do what I could to get by.
So what were your highlights from last year, anyway, Dom?
Well, I've mentioned a couple already. The Deaf Championship was wonderful. The Ladies Championship was wonderful. I think overall, Javier Franco winning 3 PLO titles in the space of 10 days
insane.
was absolutely insane. And I was lucky enough to be covering the final table of one of them. We finished at 7 o'clock in the morning. That was the second title that he won. He was back in around noon and won that tournament as well. Absolute beast. So that for me was kind of personal sort of story of the year. But obviously you can't beat Simon Wilson winning the main. I mean that was just, and especially as that was my first time there, to see an young Irish popular guy winning the main, and to be on the balcony with the bird's eye view when he dived into the rail.
I mean,
that was absolutely awesome.
It's one of the greatest poker celebrations of all time, and it was just so awesome to witness it.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
But the other thing that was a highlight for me was Paddy Power had their pants pulled down because they laid odds on the final table, and pretty much everyone on the rail had like €50 on him winning the tournament.
Yeah,
and
that's cool.
I think about 50 people like had 3 or 4 grand winnings like from that. So Sam was a very popular winner for more than one reason. But one of my highlights was the last tournament I covered, which I was hoping to get away a bit early because I had an early flight. Ended up being the last tournament run. Ended up being won by Hendrik Getchy, who had a bit of a tumultuous week.
His wife had the baby.
Yeah, so Hendrik travelled over with his other half, and she went into early labour, and she gave birth whilst we were out in Dublin, and then he went on to win that with a baby a few days old. So that was a hell of a story, but Hendricks ploughed on from there. A couple of weeks ago, he made the last 16 of the EPT Paris, and last weekend he took down the GOKPT event in Manchester.
Oh, didn't know that. Oh,
so hell of a couple of weeks, Hendricks. So congratulations to him, and hopefully see them out in Ireland next week.
Yeah, fantastic.
So let's talk about the Craic Den, Don. You spent half your time there last year. So.
Yeah, I don't know how I got away with that, but it was just we happened to have everyone covering whatever was on the floor at the time, and I was kind of sitting upstairs twiddling my thumbs, and Jen said, "Do you want something to do?" And I said, "Yeah," and she said, "Well, look, why don't you go and do a report on the Craic Den?" So I did.
You don't need to tell me twice.
No, exactly. This was about I think 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and I went in there, and I had my notes app on my phone, and I was kind of making notes of things because I knew I probably wouldn't remember everything come the morning. And even at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, there were people asleep on the beanbags in there, and you're thinking, Christ, what have you done to end up in that state? And it was just absolutely fantastic. And I managed to keep some notes, and then I got home, and I was really sort of like buzzing about it, but I had to be up fairly early in poker terms the next morning to cover an event. So I thought I might as well just stay up and write it. And I wrote it that night. And then they posted it, and it went down really, really well. So later on that week, they asked me to go and do another one. So yeah, I got paid to spend 2 nights in the Craic Den. And the second one was the karaoke night, and that was absolute carnage. Yeah. So I'm really hoping they ask me to do it again this year. But fingers crossed.
But yeah, the Craic Den is just a great place to hang out because you've got a shuffleboard in there, you've got dartboards, pool tables, and there's all kinds of daft things going on while you're there.
Well, and you've got this year you will have at least one of Ireland World Cup qualifiers, and hopefully they'll win that, and they'll have the second one the week after, and the atmosphere in there, Ireland to play in will be incredible.
Yeah, but I'm kind of backing against them, so the hotel prices will be a little bit cheaper for last week. But
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Is there anything else that brings back happy memories from last year, Dom?
Yeah, memories. You're asking a lot there. Let me think. I
mean, I think it would be a bit amiss not to talk about Christopher Carlin after his long session.
Yeah, what with Pádraig Parkinson?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have good memories of that, but I wasn't sharing a hotel room with him, and unfortunately, Christian was, and that didn't end well. But just before you mentioned that, I was actually going to say my overriding memory really from last year is the amount of new friends that I made, and some of which I've been lucky enough to bump into throughout the year. And it is just a wonderful place for doing that. But yeah, top of the list would probably have to be Christopher. He's a really nice guy. He's a really good reporter. And yeah, I'm sharing with him this year, and I couldn't be happier. As long as he doesn't go out drinking with Parig again, it should be fine.
Yeah, you don't want to be waking up to that, Chunderen. Yeah, but what about the sign I made you at the airport, Dom? Like when you landed at
Yeah, I believe it was a 4-letter word that you had, didn't it?
It was 2 4-letter words.
Yes, it did make me laugh. What did it say? Remind me.
I believed it said daft curl.
Daft C word. Yeah. Thanks very much for that.
It's a Teesside colloquialism to say now then, mate. Like so.
Yeah. Well, I knew it was meant for me. You're not the first person to call me that, and you won't be the last.
Yeah, well, there we go. So, is there anything else you want to bring up before we wrap it up tonight?
No. Well, just a few things to notice this week. Annette Oberstad making a comeback, supposedly. It sounds like she's going to be sticking to the cash table, but it was great to see her back. And if anyone watching this didn't know, go over to Poker.org and check out the video she did with Craig Tapscott. Did you see it?
I've not seen it yet, no.
I can't recommend it enough. It's one of the most honest and humble interviews I've heard with a poker player ever. She's absolutely fantastic. It was great to see her back kind of on the poker scene. That was the first thing. Giraffe Gango signed for Coin Poker, which should be interesting. He's a great streamer, and I think that can only be good for them. And then the Kylie Jenner. Did you see the Kylie Jenner post?
I did. Yeah, that's odd, isn't it? Like...
Yeah, it's very odd. And I expected it to be kind of roundly trounced by the poker community, but actually the feedback she's got seems to be generally quite positive. I think just someone with such a high profile promoting poker can't be a bad thing, really. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, I can see WSOP bringing her in like during the summer and probably put her into the main event or something.
Timothy Chalamet, and get them in. It's, that kind of publicity would just be fantastic for them. Yeah.
And we may get rounders too yet. Like... but
they're working on the Martin Scorsese's doing a thing for Netflix, isn't he, at the moment, with the guys that wrote. Yeah, with I can never remember their names, but the 2 guys that wrote Rounders. They've put it's not purely about poker, but it's about gambling. Right. And they're doing a thing for Netflix at the moment, and Maria Konnikova is the poker consultant on it.
Oh, cool.
So it should be quite good.
Oh, well, keep an eye out for that one. Just before we go, this is the first opportunity we've been able to say thank you to all your feedback regarding the episode of Ellie Nixon and Jamie Nixon.
Yeah.
It was quite a tough one for us to do, and but we just thought it was important to get the message out there about Jamie Nixon, and a couple of people have been in contact with us about getting stiffed by Nixon. Having a done. Like...
Yeah. To be honest, it was an overwhelming response and very humbling. The views that we got on that video far outstripped anything else we've ever done, which kind of suggests maybe we should stop buggering about and do something more serious. But but no, in all seriousness, it was very, very humbling to see that many people giving us feedback about it. But yeah, a few more people, as you say, have kind of come out of the woodwork since and said that they've been stiffed by Jamie and had similar experiences. And you sent me the comment in the week from his ex, didn't you? Which was quite revealing. So
yeah. If anyone wants to see that, just go on to Andrew Back's statement, and it's like on the bottom there, like. But yeah, quite a revealing comment. But we'll let you find out yourselves.
Yeah, and obviously we'll kind of stay abreast of that story as it develops and whatnot, and we'll keep updating it as it happens.
Yep. So if feel free to get in touch with us if you've been affected, and like we'll try and compile something, and we want to just keep on top of it and make sure no one else is affected by Jamie Nixon, because obviously he's bad for the poker community, and we want to stomp that out.
Yeah.
Okay. So so we will be in Ireland, and we'll be recording while we're out there. Like hopefully we'll do a few regular episodes and get plenty of interviews while we're out there. But
I'll try to record a few things before you get there, Chris, and maybe send them through to you. And then when you get there, maybe we can do a few kind of daily vlogs.
Yeah, but that's a plan. Like, I mean, maybe not daily, but every other day. Like, daily
vlogs. Yeah, I don't mean every day.
Yeah. But yeah, like we'll be plowing out plenty of content while we're out there. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so and we'll see you on the other side of the Irish Sea.
We certainly will.